What's going on, my friends? Just finishing up my training right now. Didn't think I was going to film today because it's relatively boring, but I've been struggling to come up with a video topic for the day. So I figured that this might, be something a little interesting. So this is my first events day of the week. The gym I drive to in town is closed, so I can't go in and get some more specific work in. So today was an exercise in creativity and just kind of figuring out what I personally need to do to prepare for this new show that I have picked in late August. The events are an axle wagon wheel pull for reps, which is quite light. I don't really plan on training for that a whole lot outside of my regular deadlift training and practicing probably one or two touches from that height because it's quite light for me. And I don't think with my training history, I need a ton of experience to do well in that event. The second event is a yoke for 50 feet for time. Historically, yoke is something that has been coming a little bit slower to me compared to other events. So that was a big reason I picked this show in particular, was that it was going to force me to work on something that I'm not particularly good at and continue hammering away on the yoke, which you will see here. Number 3 event is a keg load and carry. I can train the general physical qualities for that here, but I'm going to need to make a commute to somewhere that has some kegs. I'm going to see if there's one in town near me. If not, about 2 hours away, there's the gym that's holding the contest. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess they've got kegs. So I'll at least make that drive a couple times during this preparation, start familiarizing myself with the technique of the pick. The carry, there's a lot of things that I think is just coming down to refining motor skill on motion most people don't do year round. Event 3 is a bag toss for distance. And event 4 is a stone for reps. So kind of going through that, what I can train with what I'm here. Today's session, I'm going to, in the order that you guys are watching it, but I already did a bunch of short carries in the yoke, just trying to get my bracing and my footwork down. Going to gradually introduce load. Going to do this whole preparation sub-maximally because I found that trying to work on speed, even if I'm capable of it with super maximal weights to the contest, was just unnecessary fatigue last time around. So I'm going to follow kind of the powerlifting principle of entirely sub-maximal preparation for that and just see how it goes. Especially because it's a weight I can back squat. I don't think heavy touches is going to help me very much. It's just refining the footwork and stability. So I can do that today. Not really doing much training for the axle for reps. Not really much I can do for the keg yet because I do think that one's just going to come down to getting as many touches on kegs as I can during this preparation. But I'm sure I'll get a little bit of passive carryover from the work I do on stones. Bag toss for distance, kind of unique that it's for distance. I grabbed an old backpack, Max's old backpack, filled it up with about 30 pounds of rocks that I found in my yard, started working on my tosses. Probably going to grab Max to take a look at those. He's usually got a good eye for that from doing a bit of shot putting and getting pretty good at it pretty quickly, partially because he is a beast and partly because he really delved deep into training methodologies and technique and worked with a good coach who's a thrower at the UW. Seems like a cool guy. Regardless, I'm gonna have Max take a look at those, maybe ask some of my friends who are strongmen what they would speculate would be good for a throw for distance, but getting in some good practice. I'm a relatively explosive person, so I expect this to be a pretty solid event for me. And then I do not have my stone of steel here yet. I know that a stone of steel is not the same as a real stone. You guys don't have to tell me that, I understand, but it's good enough considering it's only a 330 stone at the contest. The main thing is just building up tolerance in my biceps and developing that hugging strength, because if you want to break down a stone pick and load, right, you have an RDL portion and then you have kind of a front squat portion, right? And these are the general strength capacities. And then the kind of third component is that general force of kind of hugging it into yourself. Based on my training background, the RDL strength is there in abundance compared to what I can do on a stone. The front squat strength is there in abundance compared to what I can do on a stone. So the big thing is A, getting that specific practice in, but B, developing that kind of hugging strength, especially as a guy with shorter arms. That's additionally important. I have found in the past when I have done stones, doing stone rows where you just kind of do a bent over of a row with the stone to train that specific quality gives me great returns because it's much less fatiguing than full loads, but it is training the weakest point of my stone, which is that hugging strength. Today, because I didn't have the stone, just kind of trained some of the muscles associated with that hugging strength. So I did a big superset, bouncing back and forth between cable preacher curls, focusing on loading that stretch position of the bicep, as well as wrist curls, because both of those are going to contribute to being able to hold onto a stone with or without tacky. So that was the plan for the day. Kind of took it easy on everything because I've got my regular training days following this. So tomorrow I have press 2 of this microcycle. The day after that, I have primary deadlift, secondary squats. And then the day after that, I do events again. So didn't want to gas myself out too bad. Just started getting in my touches, paying attention to writing down some cues and getting a little practice in. Thank you guys for watching. Oh.